He was co-councillor with me for 4 years in a seat, so it was quite fun. He's a key player in what we did in Newham, and I'll just remind you, 80% satisfaction, no increase in council tax, no cuts, biggest employment project in the country, teaching every kid to play a musical instrument, all sorts of things we did, but no cuts, yet we were able to do it without increasing tax. Clive was a key player in that, and one more thing he did, which he's a bit embarrassed about, he delivered stuff working with the NHS. I think he's the only person in this country that's managed to work with the NHS to deliver stuff. So, Clive.
Short sentence that it's very, very difficult for any member of the Labour Party to say, I love this country. I do. It's given me everything. I love what it has been. I love what it can be. This is a place where I live and I choose to live. I want it to be better. And that's why I have decided, if I may make the reference back to Theodore Roosevelt, to rejoin the men in the arena. Come off the sidelines, but to join those in the arena who are willing to get their hands dirty and take up the fight. Well, as you know, I'm Clive Furness, and I will be standing as Reform's candidate for the Mayor of Newham. I joined the Labour Party when I was 21, and that was a long time ago. I went on to serve for 21 years as a Labour councillor in Newham, and that's where I've had my home for the best part of 50 years. Now, it would be an exaggeration to say that I enjoyed my entire time as a Labour councillor. But I felt we achieved something, and I felt that it was worthwhile. But it took its emotional cost, and I was hesitant about returning to the fray. But in the 8 years since I left the council, the Labour Party has become unrecognisable from the party I joined as a young man. I joined a party that represented working people and which was inspired by the principles of the Enlightenment. Chief among these were freedom of expression and freedom of thought. These principles are under assault today. The CPS under Labour seems intent on reintroducing a crime of blasphemy, albeit by the back door. As Robin mentioned, a man cleared by the Court of Appeal of giving offence has been hounded by the CPS. His words and actions offended someone. Meanwhile, the man who attacked him with a knife, which would attract a tariff of something like 4 years in prison, was given a suspended sentence. A teacher from Batley remains in hiding because the government cannot or will not protect him from religious bigots intent on violence. There is a sense in which the government has surrendered to mob rule. Across the country and in Newham, I see people dividing on the basis of I see people dividing on the basis of ethnicity and religion. It's no exaggeration to speak of the balkanisation of Britain. That is not the land I want to live in. Labour's response has been to appease the most reactionary parts of our society. Labour also continues to have problems with anti-Semitism. In Newham, in the last 2 terms, 4 members of Newham Council who published anti-Semitic comments have either been suspended or deselected. And the most egregious one was one who was foolish enough to publish her admiration of Adolf Hitler and his innovative solution to the Jewish problem. She put that on Facebook. But she'd served 4 years as a Labour councillor before that was revealed. In 2 of the last 3 elections, Labour has been more popular amongst those earning more than £70,000 a year than amongst those in classes C1 to E. Labour has abandoned its core principles, and it's abandoned the working class. We might reasonably ask, what is it there for? There are 2 candidates in Newham who've already declared for the May election. Both have published their outline programmes. Not only do they look similar to one another, but they both look similar to the programme that Robin ran 8 years ago. After 8 years of Labour mismanagement, I suspect it will take more time than they suppose to put their pledges into action. I'm making no policy promises at this point, but if elected, I will put into practice the principles we worked on until 2018. My priority will be to get council spending under control. It is only once you control spending that you can choose to spend money wisely. Council tax is probably the most regressive tax we have. Those it hits hardest are those working on modest wages. It takes the greatest proportion of their incomes. The time must come to an end where council tax is used as an ATM for politicians to fund their pet projects. Politics at all levels now is too much about virtue signalling. In what other period of our history would a national political leader struggle to define what a woman was? I entered politics to make changes. So my candidacy is not about protest, it's about delivery. And this is my central message to the people of Newham. It's not about serving one group over another. It's about delivering for all of our residents in the borough. Now, sorry about this, Nigel, but Respect is not perfect. But they are speaking, and they are the only people who have been speaking, to the issues affecting the British public. In Layla, we have a candidate who brings ideas and energy. A candidate who actually likes people and is liked by them. A candidate who can revive London for all Londoners. I look forward to working alongside her. Labour and the Conservatives have failed London. It's time for change. Layla can make that change. Sadiq can't.